What up? What up? What up? We got another one. We back for another one. The daily rundown. Yeah, hit the like button. Now, let's go ahead and get directly into this. We have one of the OGs in the space, BGS, the one who gave Kevin Samuels his nickname. I'm gonna make sure I add that in to the edit for y'all, right? BGS was the one who gave Kevin Samuels that nickname, but he found himself on a simp channel, a man who's married to a white woman. Child.
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
And he took the time out to talk to this simp so he can teach him about manhood and about life. Now let's go ahead and go directly into what happened over on Sharon Bandit Show. Let's take a look at it right now.
Okay, welcome into the show, Browns. I didn't play your intro, because it's a very serious conversation. I wanted to stick very serious. I didn't want to.
Yeah, it's no problem. Peace and love. Peace and love to all the kings and queens. And brother BGS. So I've been listening to you, my brother, today on this show.
Mm-hmm.
And in my opinion, you're speaking from a perspective of an emasculated man.
What
and the reason why I say that, is because you have articulated that the reason that black men are no longer the leaders in the black community is because black women have teamed up with white women and deprived the black man from his role as a leader and since made him less effective, right? And when I'm listening to you say these things, right, to me, what you're doing is you're shifting accountability and responsibility onto the woman, which should not be applied there, right? Because you're ignoring.
That's simp logic. We listen, because I know Brother Bronzeville, and he's a good man. Savannah, he's a good man. But still, my daughter, Bronzeville would never defend, women and children from women. Bronzeville would never say that, hey, this woman did something that was detriment to a community. Instead, he would blame the man no matter what happened. How did she get into the community? She was your girl. This happened. He would never say, hey, you decided to make this choice as an adult. You knew it was wrong. And that's part of the reason why, in my opinion, their platform hasn't grown. In my opinion, people aren't really trying to come and speak to them as often. BGS is not going to never return, right? And we can't have conversations with people who have bigger platforms who might have a difference of opinion, because the only thing that we're setting out to do is to make them look bad or to get a I got you moment. And that is not how you grow platforms. That's certainly not how you have solution-based conversations. Let's keep going.
Certain historical facts that has happened within our community. Number one, right? In the 70s, right? What happened with the black men was once they eradicated our leaders from our community, right? Black men decided to turn away from righteousness and turn towards degeneracy.
How old are you?
So you had the heroin epidemic.
How old
right?
are you?
You had, let me finish, sir. Let me finish, and then I'll answer whatever questions.
I'm 65. How old are you?
I'll answer whatever questions you have.
Okay.
If you will allow me to finish, right?
All
because
right.
I'm gonna show you respect, and I'm gonna show you that I have self.
You call me emasculated. You call me emasculated. That's not.
No, I did not call you emasculated, my brother. I said the opinion that you shared today was
that's not respectful.
Was an opinion
that was not respectful.
Illustrated
that was not
by
respectful.
a perspective.
BGS is right. And that's what you're doing right now in Brownsville is called gaslighting. You're trying to make it seem like it's something that it's not. You came in with disrespect. And then trying to say, I'm going to show you respect. And see, BGS, when I tag you in this, I want you to watch it, because this is what those men, specifically Sharon, Brownsville, Aaron O, Anton Daniels, one of the things that they have in common is they like to pedestalize themselves and try to put themselves above everybody else. And one way that they try to do that is what he just did to you. Disrespect you Everybody in the audience probably saying, oh yeah, he is emasculated. He acting like a woman. But then turn around and say that he treating you with respect. Cha.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up.
Let's go.
Perspective of an emasculated man. That's what I said. So I didn't call you emasculated. I said your perspective was a perspective of an emasculated man. So I don't know you to call you emasculated, my brother, but your talking points are very emasculated, right? And that's what I'm speaking towards. So what I'm saying is, if we go back into the history.
Now, to defend Brownsville, even though I feel like he was being disrespectful, even though I feel like if I told him, Brownsville, when I hear you speak, you sound like a emasculated woman, I feel like he would take that disrespectfully, right, BGS? At the same time, I think what he is trying to say is he's attacking the message, not the messenger. But one of the issues I've always had with that is if I say, you know what, Trump, I think everything that you just said in that speech was the stupidest shit I've ever heard. That statement itself is disrespectful. It's just that simple. You can't really disrespect the message and not disrespect the messenger, the person that is coming from. I can't go out and say, you know what, feminist women, I disagree with your dumbass feminist talking points, emasculated talking points, one-sided, you know, some goofy shit like that, where it's clearly a shot, but then act like I respect the person. No, that's not how that works.
And we're trying to discern why the black man is not on his rightful place is because the black man decided to turn away from righteousness and turn towards degeneracy, right? Drugs. You got the crack epidemic in the 80s, right? Black men decided to start leaving the houses of worship, right? While the black woman stayed, right? And what the black men started to do.
That's not true. There were plenty of women that were drug lords as well. You just wasn't around none of them. There was plenty of women that was in the streets too. You just wasn't around any of them. There were plenty of men that stayed in the church. I got plenty of uncles that are married right now. One of them, my Uncle Bill. He never been in no street shit, never. He been married to the same woman, got 3 daughters, never had no allegations of cheating, nothing. Straight down the narrow. Let's stop trying to make it seem like all black men were out here selling drugs and doing crimes when that is not a truth. There's no truth in that statement at all. I'm very disappointed in Brownsville to hear that, because that's the kind of propaganda I would expect to hear from an Anton Daniels, from a Chaotic Truth, or from a white man who don't like black people. That's what I would expect to hear from them. You might as well say, black people, pick yourself up by your bootstraps. You don't need reparations. Child.
Do was creating other families outside of his own family, right? The
women were also creating families outside of their own families. What are you talking about? Brownsville is quick to say, well, these men were creating families outside of their own families, when women were getting pregnant by men that they were literally not going home to, coming home with another man semen inside of them. The man had to figure out after 9 months of planning to raise that baby with it, you know, his wife or his girlfriend, that baby is somebody else's. That happened over and over and over again. There's plenty of stories about it. But again, let's only hold one side accountable.
Man started stepping outside of the home, right? Which created the schism, right? And then now the black man decided to make this mess upon the family. The black woman had no recourse but to get out there and provide more income and assets for the family to survive, right? You see, the black man blame the black woman for accepting welfare, right? But the problem is the black woman would have never had to accept welfare if the black man was on his rightful agenda, providing income and wealth, right?
Again, that's not exactly what happened. And this is the same thing that I had a problem with Anton, is when he spoke on issues pertaining to black community, you don't tell the whole truth. When you go and look at the Moynihan report, Patrick Moynihan specifically says that part of the reason why African-American males during that time period, which is the 50s and 60s, he had literally said in the document, which is again known as the Moynihan report, that African American males suffer prejudice and racism at an institutionalized level, which means you had people like Dr. Percy Julian, right, who had his PhD, but still he couldn't get a job, which means he couldn't pay bills. He had to create his own company. But every black man couldn't do that. Every black man don't do that now. Brownsville, you're a police officer. You don't have your own company. My whole point is this, man. And at that point in time, there was no black police officers. You see, one of the things that simps do is they try to give these women too much credit, and they don't even have the history and the facts right about the stuff they're talking about. I could have a conversation about the Patrick Moynihan report. I'll be willing to break down that video and break down that document with Brownsville at any time. What really happened? Because what he's going to say is, well, black men get kicked out the house, but is that what really happened? Because if we go back and watch some of those, let's say, talk shows from that time period, we would hear women say, no, I just told a man to go right down the street and he came back here as soon as the social worker left. Come on now. But you know what? Let's hear more of this panderer.
Right? But that wasn't the case. That wasn't happening, right? So now, even when you see it today, you go into the houses of worship, whether it's the Nation of Islam, whether it's the Christian churches, whether it's the Hebrew Israelite establishments, you're going to see more black women than you see black men. You go into the institutions of higher learning where black men and black women have an opportunity to increase their education level. You talk about how it's important for black men and black women to be well read, right? Well, that's what they teach you to do when you're going to get a further education. And what do you see on the enrollments? More black women than black men. You go into the Barnes and Nobles.
Well, I do respect, college don't teach you how to read better. Just want to make that clear. If you don't know how to read by the time you get to college, that's a major problem. But for the most part, Brownsville he's not wrong about this part. He's actually right. He's right. Black women are obtaining degrees at a higher rate than black men. They are opening businesses at a higher rate than black men. And even with all that being said, black men still out-earn them when it comes to males versus women on a ratio type scale, right? On a head by head basis, black women still make less than black men, right? So at the end of the day, Brownsville, with all that being said, black men are still making more money. That means that they're probably more than likely paying bills, investing into the economy, participating in the economy. How do we know this? Your cousin's a black man. You're a black man. Do y'all not pay bills? How about your sons? How about your brothers? Let me guess. Only the Rembros and the Kevin Samuels and the men who speak up for men, those are the ones who don't pay no bills. Only y'all simps are the ones who take care of everything. Child.
Where men and women are seeking knowledge and trying to be well-read, buying the books, reading the books, absorbing the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. What do you see? More black women than black men, right? So unless you're going to acknowledge that the black man had become wayward, the black man had become distracted, the black man had become irresponsible, the black man has become less disciplined, right? Which gave the black woman no choice, no recourse, but to pull the mantle and pull it forward so that the black community did not go to a demise, and they did a great job keeping us in a place where we are today. Then you can't come on and now and say, well, no, the black woman needs to step aside, and now the black man got to get his role because the black woman, no. What you should be advocating.
You can't make this shit up.
Oh my God. I'm so happy I had my father in my life, man. God rest his soul. I am so happy I had my father in my life. I'm so happy that he was able to leave me money. I'm so happy that he was able to leave me homes. I'm so happy that he was able to leave me all type of different weapons, all type of different watches, etc., etc. And on top of that, a lifetime full of game. Some that apparently the Brownsvilles and the Sharons of the world, they didn't grow up with. They didn't grow up with a strong male figure in their life. I had my father, my uncles, my cousins. All my uncles was thoroughbred. All of them. To this day, man, I don't understand what bros talk about when they say that, you know, black women built the community and did A, B, C, and D, when we can go look at plenty of homes and there's a black man there. As a matter of fact, this was depicted in so many movies, right? You go and watch Boys in the Hood. Trey had a father. Doughboy didn't, but Trey had a father. The rest of the kids knew their daddy. Trey was the only one. You know what I mean? Doughboy was the only one who didn't know his daddy. But again, Brownsville, guess what else? Him and Ricky had two different daddies. But you ain't got nothing to say about that. You ain't got nothing to say about that woman opening up her legs to multiple men. But you got something to say about men having babies by multiple women. Interesting. Very interesting.
For, sir, is for the black man to acknowledge his shortcomings, see the error in his ways. 2 Chronicles 7:14, God even says, if my people who are called by my name would seek my face and humble themselves, pray, turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven. Then I will forgive their sin. Then I will heal their land. This is what you should be saying for the black man to do.
I don't want to hear no gospel coming out of y'all mouth when y'all the same ones that still hold grudges against people with shit that they didn't even say to you, right? You holding grudges against me for defending my daughter. You was talking shit about me and my relationship with a woman that you have never met in person. You don't know nothing about her, but apparently you know enough to tell me something. You understand? You want to preach a Bible scripture, but I haven't seen you tell your cousin online, hey, bro, it was wrong to talk about somebody's unborn baby. That's the same reason we mad at him, right? Because he talk about kids, but now you doing it. But like I said, one thing I know about black men, just like Brownsville, just like Sharem, these will always be the men that try to be accountability police, and then the niggas around them have the same behaviors and they have nothing to say. They're absolutely quiet on the topic. It's just nothing. And for me, with all due respect, I'd be genuinely disgusted with it. Genuinely disgusted. You want to use the Bible at BGS. Why didn't you use the Bible when your cousin was talking about my unborn child? Why didn't you use the Bible when Bomb Cherry was talking about my unborn child? It seems like you only use the Bible towards Manisford niggas, literally, specifically. Because MJ can put my daughter in danger. Bomb Cherry could talk about my unborn seed. Sharon could talk about my unborn seed. You're not going to mention the Bible. The first thing you're going to mention is with Darrel. Didn't you do this, Darrel? Didn't you do that, Darrel? But when you talk to the Manosphere niggas, it's not going to be about who did what. It's going to be about taking accountability, period. And because you lack that balance, my nigga, that is the reason why nobody really fuck with y'all. That is the reason why, with all due respect, there is no space no more. There used to be a space where there was multiple people that respected each other, big channels. It's the reason why nobody fuck with y'all. Period, bro. I love Bomb Cherry, but she's not monetized. Her channel never gonna grow. Right? And with all due respect, you can go to her channel and see her whole ass out, literally butt naked. So, I mean, take that as you want. I got no beef with Bomb Cherry. But I'm just calling it for what it is. PhD is not a content creator. She's intelligent. She's brilliant. She's smart. But again, y'all can't even get people to even be on camera, bro. That's part of the reason why y'all channel would never, ever, 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 ever grow. Y'all not consistent. Y'all don't have solutions. Y'all liars. Y'all attack unborn children, right? And hopefully Sharon take the clip down, because I'm going to find it. And really, I just got to go to Jay Prince channel and find it, to be honest. But I'm going to find it. And once I find it, either at Jay Prince channel or Sharon's, I'm going to make sure I clip it and play it as often as possible to remind people that Sharon Bracey and Brownsville are okay, and Bomb Cherry for that matter, are okay with talking about somebody unborn seed. I can appreciate PhD for keeping it on me and my wife. Yeah, it might not be smart to be with a nigga who just got with another YouTube bitch, right? Whatever, right? That's an opinion. But what they do, right, is they come on here as they act like they better than the manosphere. You know who wouldn't talk about my unborn seed? BGS. You know who wouldn't allow people on his panel to talk about my unborn seed? BGS. Because regardless if I agree with their ideology or if they agree with mine, as men, as fathers, as husbands, as sons, we understand rules. And there's some rules and some boundaries you don't cross. When you do cross those boundaries, you understand the consequences that you have inflicted upon yourself by making the choice as an adult. But let's keep going. I want you guys to hear what BGS had to say in response.
Recalibrate your value system. Remove lust and degeneracy from the top of your value system and replace it with God. Add some honor. Calibrate your value system. Remove lust and degeneracy from the top of your value system and replace it with God. Add some honor.
You can't tell men to remove lust and degeneracy when women also have lust and degeneracy within them. Let's keep it 100. And again, Brownsville, I'm going to hit you where it hurt. But your little cousin, Sharon's daughter, who is an adult, right? But she's an unmarried adult woman who has multiple children. Can't we say that your own family members is participating in degeneracy? I'm going to continue to reiterate that because it's a staple that needs to be made, because you can't tell somebody else, again, don't move in degeneracy, don't move in degeneracy. And then somebody that you and your cousin provided for, poured into, she grew up and then she got poured into, now she got babies outside of marriage. And you have the nerve and the audacity to even come to us and talk about degeneracy and lustfulness. Child.
Integrity, discipline, self-respect, self-reflection, emotional intelligence, stoicism, right? Then you can put yourself forward to be a good leader, and that's when you can provide a vision and plan for the Black woman to.
Oh my God, nigga's long-winded. Do you have a question for him, or do you just want to spew your ideology? Have y'all noticed, bro, the video, like, bro, we've been this video, because I'm not going to edit all of it. We've been fucking recording for like 25 minutes. And Brownsville hasn't asked a question. Only thing he's doing is attacking this person. You weren't here when the conversation began. You were just listening and in the crowd. And the first thing you say is you have a feminine point, emasculated point. You're not actually asking me anything. You're talking at me, which is disrespectful. But again, I don't expect people who come from the island of Panama, Panamanians. Oh yeah, I'm a Panamanian American. You're a tether. That's what you are. Nothing more, nothing less. Tether. You're not like us. To reiterate, niggas, that's just the facts. Let's keep going.
To follow you, right? But if the Black woman has recalibrated her value system, if the Black woman has got her education, if the Black woman has found her own lanes of success, then why would you expect her to downgrade herself for a degenerate? That doesn't make sense. It's unfair, and we got to do better in terms of what we're advocating for online, because we sound weak, we sound pitiful, and we sound like we just don't know what we're talking about. But peace and love, my brother.
He's good.
That nigga just said basically, fuck you, BGS, but peace and love, my brother. Child. And this is BGS. This is their form of bringing you to the table and showing you respect. This is, but now BGS, keep in mind, these are the same guys that had a problem with how President Trump talked to Zelensky. Oh, he treated him with no respect. Zelensky was just trying to just have a conversation. Trump was just bantering. and this is how they treat you. You see the hypocrisy? Shit.
Go ahead, BGS. Anything you want to say? Respond.
I look forward to your research. I hear your opinion. I look forward to your research. Okay, show me. I got an email. I got a channel. Show me your books. Show me your research. Mine's I continue to research. Show me yours. Everything you said, I've heard before. Show me your research.
Ooh. Now, the one thing we know for a fact is the Bracy family don't have no evidence of doing anything in the community. Sharon gonna show you some shit from 25 years ago. Oh yeah, this was me when I ran a marathon in 02. It was for Patriots or something. Okay, bro. What have you done recently? What have you done in the last 90 days? Send me your email, send me your research, send me what you done put together, what data you collected. No, you ain't doing nothing but acting like you got solutions, but really, like y'all call y'all, so y'all just some wild niggas. Y'all the wildest niggas. Y'all ain't got no solutions. You need to listen to this man.
Put it on the wood. Because everything you put, I look forward to your research. I hear your opinion. I look forward to your research. Okay, show me. I got an email. I got a channel. Show me your books. Show me your research. Mine's still. I continue to research. Show me yours. Because everything you said, I've heard before. Show me your research. Put it on the wood. Because everything you, because I'm 65. I grew up here in the 70s. I know exactly what happened. Okay, and we had to dig up and find out exactly how the civil rights didn't go the way it's supposed to go. We dug it up, find out what happened. Same thing happened with DI right now. Okay, it's supposed to be for inclusion, it's supposed to uplift underserved people. It doesn't. Why doesn't it? I read the book. I do the research. I dig through the stuff. I got 10 PhDs that I work with that do this stuff in real time. Okay. Now, if you have that, you got the research. I'm in the pro-black sector. Because I got researchers on that side. Okay. If you got the research, you got the books, dig them up and show them.
And then you will advise black men.
Oh my God! Shut the fuck up, Bomb Cherry. We don't want to hear from a 70-year-old fucking stripper that's online half naked all fucking day. But you see, Sharon and Brownsville, they don't have no response. When a real man say, all right, cool, enough of this talking. Show me what you really did. Let's have a conversation about that. But Bon Cherry gonna come in, right? And again, this show the masculinity in these hoes. It shows that, again, you don't even know when to shut your fucking mouth and allow Brownsville to say, okay, you know what? I'll come through with it. But you know he ain't got no receipts. You know him and Sharon not doing nothing. How do we know this? Because they online with y'all all fucking day. They're not doing nothing. They're not talking about nothing. Shout out to BGS, man.
Become leaders after the research?
Yeah, if you show me the research, if you can,
you will.
Now let's listen to this dumbass question. Jesus.
I'm in the pro-black sector. Because I got researchers on that side. Okay, if you got the research, you got the books, dig them up and show them.
And then you will advise black men to become leaders after the research?
Yeah, if you show me the research, if you can show me the research and you can dig it up, if you can do the level of research that I've done and show me, yeah, I'll change my stance.
So you can't just tell men and teach men.
No. You asked me what I would need from you to change my stance, right? I just told you. That's it.
And then I ask you another question.
No. You asked me. I answered the question.
You're not the only old person on this panel. Now I've heard some things that you said that don't make sense, but I'm not going to argue them.
Well, if you can show me.
Okay, now I need to show you something.
If you can show me the research and show me where I'm wrong, please do.
Okay, but you've been proven wrong many times.
Where?
Okay, but anyway, we're gonna keep the conversation going because you know who I am. You know I know who you are too.
Because I have people all over the world. All over the world.
You always got some people.
All over the world.
Okay, as you can see, this conversation, it's not going nowhere now. Because and the reason why is because Sharon and Brownsville have no response for this man. That's why it went from just being a conversation and Brownsville saying, "Oh yeah, you masculine. These women, they've been doing everything the last 100 years. Black men, you niggas ain't been doing nothing, black men." Only thing he said was, "Hey, bro, come on. Show me what you done did. Show me the research and knowledge that you can put together. Let's put it on wood. Let's have a real conversation about it as men." And then the researchers go shit. Oh man, somebody give her a fucking sewing kit immediately. Jesus Christ. You know what? Y'all can watch the last 6 minutes of that video on Bracy channel if y'all want to and waste y'all fucking time. But with that being said, this has been the daily rundown, your daily rundown, and we just ran down a bandit, okay, who at the end of it, as you just heard, he couldn't even come up with no research of his own because these niggas don't do research. You know what their research is? Let me go watch this 2-minute clip of Angry Man or Tommy or somebody that we don't like talking bad about black women and regurgitate the same thing I said yesterday. Now, Darrel, you trying to say I'm consistent? I'm trying to see, and this is the thing about that, right? If somebody who is 20 years old doing and saying the exact same thing at 40, they haven't grown at all. So yeah, you are consistent at staying the same. As staying the same loser ass niggas that y'all always have been. Inconsistent, uneducated, uncultured swines. That's what you are. With that being said, child, I'm got here. I gotta leave in about an hour, so I gotta prepare to leave. Have a good day, ladies and gentlemen. Hit the like button. It's in the Cash App if you like it. Okay. Mwah.